What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Inside 11, and welcome to the mind of the astral traveler, goddamn Agent 11. You better believe it. And today we're talking about fate. Now, supposedly, fate is something that a supernatural power outside of you has decided for you, and it's some kind of track that you need to keep going on based on you believing that there's some kind of systemized reality outside of you, and you need to follow some kind of pattern that has been given to you as a form of a footstep system for you to follow. Now, a lot of people are in this idea or trapped in this idea called fate, believing that they can create circumstances, situations, meet people, be in certain places, and have certain things that are not aligned with this thing that they call fate. See, fate is really secretly your enemy. Like Carl Jung said, if you don't understand the subconscious mind, if you don't deal with what's going on in your unconscious mind, you will live your life blindly and you will call this reality fate. See, fate was introduced to you by another power. Fate was given to you as a way for you to give up your sovereign right over your souls, your organs, your chakras, and for you to only spin in certain directions, and it's not basically you're not going to allow yourself to create a new life, to enter into a new shift, to go into a new paradigm. But the reality of this matter is you absolutely have control and power over this thing that you call fate. See, a lot of people right now are going to get some arranged marriages based on them believing that, hey, this is just called fate. My family's supposed to talk to this other family, and a male and a female is supposed to be brought together. But this is all basically this comes from survival. This comes from a very reptilian brain mindset. So if you're putting yourself in a situation like that, then you need to understand automatically that the kids that you're getting ready to have is also going to be based on a survival mindset, meaning that they're going to be in a mind state of poverty, and poverty is just a state of having a lack of abundance and not being able to see or have that in life. See, a lot of us give up our lives to what we call fate. Whatever deity that you worship, whatever entities that's making you produce as a form of thoughts and feelings that you want to apply to your life, so you can manifest those breadcrumbs that this deity promised you. So whatever deity you follow, whether it's Allah, whether it's Jesus, whatever deity you follow in any religion, Buddha, these are all characters that just created certain outcomes for themselves, depending on how you want to look at it. But it's really just a ruling disposition over a geographical location, and you actually think that you need to go about life in this particular manner. Now, let's not get it twisted. A lot of people that try to defeat fate were killed, made fun of, destroyed by others, destroyed by the people that are being controlled and ran by the program called fate, because people don't want to believe that there's actually a means or a possibility out of that paradigm that they call fate. So that's why whenever you are somebody who's going to try to make it out of that paradigm called fate, you're going to automatically manifest people, places, and things, including your mother, your father, your brothers and sisters, that are going to come and inform you and remind you of that paradigm called poverty and that paradigm called fate. They're going to be very shocked and very annoyed, but the only reason that they feel that way is because really they're self-reflecting a situation that they have been going through their entire lives, and now that you're getting out of that situation, they really can't believe that you're doing that. To them, it's like, how can you defeat fate? How can you defeat this destiny given to us by this harmonious arrangement? You're supposed to submit just like us. You're supposed to bow down every day, and you're supposed to accept what's going on in life every single day. So, for example, like if you're in Canada, for example, and let's say you have Justin Trudeau as your prime minister, he's going to try to express himself as if what's going on needs to be done, because this is just the fate of the world, that you guys need to listen to me, that you guys don't have any other choices. I am the only option. And when people present themselves in these ways, you know that these people are just liars, and these people are trying to con you and confuse you into a different reality. This is why the news network is just some kind of projection system based on them understanding the light grid system, and based on understanding them wiring every single geographical location and understanding what's going on with that, and then be able to create some kind of harmonious arrangement so they can produce the highest possible good for them, while you stay in the same position in life and manifest the most crumbs, the most little tiny pieces of bread. And so obviously this thing called fate is more beneficial for the individuals, the 13 families, the people that run the world, and it's not beneficial for you. It's been putting you in a state of depression. You've been depressed. You've been put down. When you go to the mosque, you put your forehead down the floor. I'm down. I'm down. Look down on me, God. God, look down on me. I can't put my chin up and look high at reality. I can't feel like possibly that, I am just like Muhammad. Really, if Muhammad was around, he would tell you the same thing I'm telling you. But because right now, let's say, Arab leadership took over those intellectual properties, there's certain information that they're not going to expose, that if you were to read, but the books that this stuff is in is like $10,000 books and things, and you would actually find out where Muhammad was really from, and you would find out what is the Quran is actually saying, because it's telling you in front of your face. But because you have a mindset of poverty, you have a mindset of lack, you're going to create an opposite destination. You're going to manifest your opposition, your Satan mentality, and you're going to put yourself in a survival mindset, and you're going to accept whatever outside of you is going on in this reality. And even if you do decide to get outside of your fate, you're going to, the Masons, the people that build the subconscious realm, that your idea what it means to go forward in life, your idea of what it means to go backwards in life, your idea of what it means to be righteous in life, your idea of what it means to leave certain things in life is all constructed and sponsored to you by your local Masonic brotherhood. And based on them understanding psychology, based on them understanding the mind, and based on them understanding astro Masonic theology, basically, which is occult astrology and things like that, they're able to have a much more they have a bigger ball than you guys. They can produce bigger chakra wheels. They have bigger Hadoukens than you guys. So whenever they hit you guys with their conscious awareness, with their light, with their ideas, with their thoughts and feelings of reality, it affects you guys a lot more, and you guys actually walk the path that they want you to walk. Because who said that, for example, that protesting is even a good idea to fight against a government? Because a government is not a prime minister, it's not a president, it's not the military, it's not necessarily the building downtown. That's not what the government is. The government is a harmonious global system. And for you to understand how to fight back against this harmonious global system that's trying to give you this idea, this is just fated. The economy has to crash. Oh, there's not enough lands for people to live on, so we need to move people in the concrete jungles. So they're providing you guys with this step-by-step ladder to make sure that you guys manifest their portals and you guys walk into their reality unknowingly. Because either way, they're going to do what they're going to do, with you or not with you. And if you're not with them, you better believe they're going to try to create some kind of circumstance where you get killed, or based on the operational variables already in place. Like I said, the moment you try to fight back against your faith, if you're a Muslim like me and you tell your mom and dad, I'm not interested in a damn arranged marriage, they're gonna look at you like, huh? What? Huh? Don't you know that this is the greatest thing in the world? Don't you know this is your duty as a son? You're supposed to do this, blah, blah, blah. And so they're going to present you with this idea. And you got to understand, they actually think that's real. They actually think that that's reality. They actually think that's what it has to be. And, based on them being very limited in their mind growth, based on the geographical location that they came out from, because when you have only one religion and you don't even understand what that religion is talking about, like you don't understand the esoteric stuff that's in it, you don't understand how that was formulated from the occult, and you actually practice that religion like your life depends on it, like it's your fate, you already lost the battle a long time ago. And that's the reason why you reincarnated into a body where you can practice again those virtues and principles of being a slave mind. Because a lot of us, for the longest time, have been just slaves to their system. Even in Egypt, black people be like, oh, we built the pyramids, oh yeah, Kemet, oh yeah, Egypt, oh, pharaohs, oh. But most of you guys think you guys was the pharaohs. You guys was not the pharaohs. You guys was the slaves building the damn pyramids. You guys wasn't the one making the schematics. You guys wasn't the ones understanding the sacred geometry and aligning pyramids with the stars. You guys was not the ones doing that. So right now, a lot of us is trying to get outside of the slave mind, outside of this thing that we call fate. And we're gonna feel like we're not supposed to. We're gonna feel like, nah, this is the right thing, brother. We need to go to the church every Sunday. We need to hit the forehead on the floor at the mosque 5 times a day, brother, because this is just what we're supposed to do. But really, you don't even want to do that, actually. You actually are looking for a way to get out of that, and you're just waiting for a person, place, or thing to actually say what you have already felt inside of you all this time. And but you're supposed to give yourself permission. You don't need me to give you permission. I'm just confirming to you what you already know. But people are here actually dead ass looking for permission to not do something. If something is putting weight on your spirit, meaning, look, because this is what the allegory of being in Egypt means. It's basically, it comes from the God true square, some square or something like that. But it's basically just an allegory to show you that Egypt is just basically a speculative location inside of our body where we actually make ourselves into slaves, and we actually build these cathedrals. We build these things because don't no angels care about no cathedrals, no pyramids. Like, you let that remind you of something. Let that remind you, okay, a triangle is a fire symbol, and that means that I can take myself out of my circumstances and situations. Because last time I checked, a fire rises upwardly. So that's like your chakras rising. That's like you activating your meridian lines. That's like you activating your systems and things like that. So let it be a reminder, because ain't no angels told no man to go build some bunch of pyramids as if God give a fuck about that. Like, don't know actual real spirit, don't know real actual angels or demons give a fuck about no goddamn that shit. Because you're just creating a spaceship. And if you're letting your spaceship, your chakras, which spin, be affected by someone else's mind, intellectual properties, how they think and feel about the world, then you're forever going to be bothered, and you're going to call that weight on top of your spirit. You're going to call that fate, and you're going to think that you actually need to carry out those obligations and duties that someone else has placed on top of you. So now you're carrying this brick, this big ass rock. You're like Atlas. You're like walking around like, oh, I gotta carry this rock. Yeah, this is how you be practical. Oh yeah. Oh, this is how you're supposed to communicate. Oh yeah. I better not feel that way. Oh, I better not see things that way. Allah and Jesus wouldn't like that. Nuh-uh. But like I said, a lot of these people that were alive understand the occult, understand astrology, understand grammar and how to cast grammar, understand vibratory tones and creating harmonics via putting reference points together and things like that. And so if you don't understand those things, obviously you're gonna call your life fate. But fate is just something that's merely created by an external entity, what you call a supernatural power that you can't possibly do anything about. Whether you see that as the government, whether you see that as Yahweh, whether you see that as Jesus or Allah or whatever system that you subscribe to live your life in accordance to what you call your fate. So, there's no such thing as a finite reality, because last time I checked, I can look all around me in a 360. Yeah, sure, the shadow government might limit your travel and things like that, but you need to understand that, that's just an obstacle that they are creating. And if they're creating obstacles, that just means that there is something that they don't want you to see. So you need to be the best the best mental parkourist. You need to be able to jump over all these mental obstacles and see what they're actually trying to hide. Because they got some very nice geometry to hide God and things like that. But once you're spiritually wise enough, you're going to be able to see through all the bullshit that they're trying to put the world through. Like, there's no way you can look at the news right now and actually believe it's real. Like, bruh, literally, in supposedly where there's a war right supposed to be going on right now, people are saying they're putting out inflatable tanks. Like, you see how they're trying to lie to you and project to you something that's they want you to believe is extreme. But the thing is, the Masons, they can actually see the people that run the world. They can see that people are not buying that no more. They can see people don't give a shit about that no more. Because behind closed doors, you gotta understand that these people will do whatever it takes for you to believe and buy the narrative that they are selling you. They will do whatever it takes. They will kill as many minds, physically or metaphysically, for that narrative to play out. Because they actually believe that they are doing the right thing. They actually believe that if they don't do what they're doing, the entire world is gonna go to shit. And so let it go to shit. Because I mean, like, the world gets destroyed, we just rebuild it again. And like that's what we've always been doing anyways, but you don't need to stick along for the party. You need to stick along with faith that they created for you. They actually believe they're doing the right thing. They actually believe their God is telling them to do this, which is just some Berber tribe like bullshit. Because that's how they took over like a bunch of lands, by war, by raping, by pillaging, raping you mentally, speculatively, and making sure that you never think that way again. Because fucking is physical, but they fucked you mentally first to make sure that you never carry out your your destiny out. You never actually go forward on your path. You don't actually start gathering information that have to do with your path. But there's a reason why you're asking yourself questions since you're a child, because you were embarking on a quest, and that quest is trying to show you something about the world that doesn't agree with your internal natures. And whenever something doesn't agree with your internal natures, that creates disharmony, and that creates a lack of harmony. So this is how you even manifest diseases. You literally won't have any sickness or any diseases in the world if people actually practiced what God has shown the world, what God has been showing us this whole time. If we just kept balancing ourselves, we wouldn't be having diseases or anything like that. The only reason we're doing that is because we've agreed to the terms and conditions that they have laid out in front of us. And now that when we get knee pain, when we get kidney bladders or whatever kidney rocks or whatever, is because we've agreed to a certain lifestyle, and we keep doing that, and your body keeps showing you again and again, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. Your spirit keeps showing your soul that, hey, maybe we should fling our chakra in a different direction so we can start manifesting things differently. And so you need to defeat this thing called faith by understanding yourself and understanding what God has placed in you as attributes and characteristics, so that you can begin to spin faster, so you can get outside of this limited mentality, this finite way of seeing things, because life is very abundant. You're very abundant, but you're staying in the limitations of what something has shown you. Something wants you to stay in your place, so you need to learn how to get out of that. This is why I would highly encourage you to go to my link tree below to make that payment of only $200, so you can receive that 7-hour audio series entitled Kingdom Living, so I can assist you in living with the kingdom within. Because if anybody tries to tell you that the kingdom of heaven is outside of you, just know that they are a liar, and they want you to come and build their bricks, their city for them. But it's going to cost you your back. It's going to cost you your peace of mind. And you're, in the process, you're going to destroy, and you're going to pay the ultimate price, which is damaging and hurting yourself. And I don't want anybody to damage and hurt themselves, because I've already been through all of that. And as someone who's been through all that already, that's why I'm here presenting myself, so that you can understand how to get out of that faster. So you don't keep hitting your head on the wall and you keep wondering, why do I feel the way I feel? Why do I feel limited? Why do I feel like I can't? Why do I say these things even to myself in the form of a grammar that really stem from subconscious, unconscious feelings that haven't been resolved and dealt with? So we're gonna cut the cords. We're gonna make sure that you never go back to that mental realm, but never go back to that space. But it all starts with you investing in yourself and learning more about yourself. Because you've only been learning about Allah your whole life. You've only been learning about Jesus your whole life. You've only been learning about Buddha. But who told you that you are not already those things? And those things are already inside of you. But they're waiting for you to spin in a direction that's positive for you, rather than you spinning in a direction that's negative for you. And I'm infinitely going to see you guys on the next video. Not only because I love you guys, but because I also love myself. And when I express myself, I show the Father that I have approved of myself, not of anybody to approve of me. So I appreciate you, love you guys, and we're going to infinitely see you on the next video. You better believe it.